In the year 1676, a poor tinker named John Bunyan was imprisoned in Bedford jail. While he was there, he started to write one of the most famous books in the English language. And everything is told as if it happened in a dream. I dreamed, he says, that I saw a man with a book in his hand and a great burden on his back. As he read the book, he began to weep. Then, in a lamentable voice, he cried out, "What shall I do to be saved?" For he lived in the city of destruction, which he learnt from his book was doomed to be burnt with fire from heaven, and everyone who lived there would perish in the flames. So Christian, for that was his name, went home to talk to his wife and children. "Oh, my dear wife," he said, "and you, the children of my loins, I've tried to keep this from you as long as I could. But it says in this book we shall all come to ruin unless we find a way of escape." They thought some kind of madness had got into the poor man. And as it was drawing towards night, they hoped that sleep might settle his brains, and with all haste they put him to bed. But the night was to him as troublesome as the day. So, when morning was come, and they asked him how he was, he told them, "Worse! Worse!" His children were bewildered, his relatives incensed. They tried chiding him and deriding him. Finally, they thought it best to take no notice. So, Christian went by himself into the fields, still reading his book and carrying his burden. No one would listen to his warning, and he didn't know where to turn. Then, in the distance, he saw a man approaching. His name was Evangelist, and he greeted him kindly. "What are you weeping for?" he asked. "Sir," he answered, "this book in my hand tells me to flee from the wrath to come. Also, I need to get rid of this burden, which is on my back. I fear that it will sink me lower than the grave." Then Evangelist pointed with his finger across the plain. "Do you see yonder wicket gate?" he asked. "No," said Christian. "Then, do you see a shining light?" He said, "I think I do." Then said Evangelist, "Keep that light in your eye, and go in that direction. So you shall reach the gate. Then, when you knock, you'll be told what to do." Without delay, Christian began to run. His wife and children saw him running. They wondered, was he gone for good, and called after him to return.
Christian, come back, please.
The neighbours also came out to see him run, and 2 of them resolved to bring him back by force. Soon they overtook him. The name of the one was Obstinate. The name of the other was Pliable. And at first, Christian tried to persuade them to go along with him.
"What?" said Obstinate. "And leave our friends and our comforts behind us?"
"Yes," said Christian, "for I am going to a kingdom where we shall live forever. Read of it, if you will, in my book."
"Tush," said Obstinate. Away with your book. Hey, will you go back with us, or no?
No, not I, said Christian. Then said Pliable, if what Christian says is true, I intend to go with this good man.
For myself, said Obstinate, I will be no companion to such fantastical fellows. I'll go back to my own house.
So they parted. Obstinate went back, and Christian and Pliable went on over the plain.